Mayor, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to chat with me about Greenworks Orlando. I intend to use this video at a variety of conferences that I attend that obviously your schedule doesn't permit you to be everywhere, every place. But we're going to start in Columbus, Ohio. We'll be at the Green Fleet Conference, and hopefully I'll be bringing back a better ranking Green Fleet Award this year than last year. But Tom Johnson from the 100 Best will be there, and we want to just take an opportunity to talk about Greenworks Orlando, and the opportunity that your initiative has brought about to improve sustainability here in the city of Orlando. I'd like to have some time for you to talk about that for the audience that's going to view this.
Well, you know, I love to talk about Greenworks and sustainability in Orlando, and as a community we've come together to recognize the importance for a whole variety of reasons, from climate control to it's just smart business sense when you use sustainable business practices. So our goal is to be the most sustainable city in the Southeast United States in the near term, and by 2040 we want to be known as the most sustainable city in the United States.
Well, it's exceptional what we've done with Greenworks over the years. You and I have talked about it numerous times, but I'd also like you to talk about the additional outflowing that's come from Greenworks Orlando. The 2013 Community Action Plan, if you could talk briefly about that, and also our Municipal Operations Sustainability Plan. They've just been normal offshoots of Greenworks.
So we haven't been haphazard about how we have gone about becoming sustainable. We put together a community task force that was actually chaired by the former county mayor, Rich Crotty, to help us put together an action plan both as a community and for city operations. And we've done some pretty cool stuff. Just anecdotally, we did energy audits of our municipal buildings, and we're able to save enough money through energy savings to pay for the capital outlay to do the upgrades, but also to pay for 50% of the cost of a new police station.
That's an exceptional thing that we've been fortunate enough to do. I know that our success from the original ERA grant helped us in this process for the bonding for this job that we're working on right now. And it's exciting to see what we're able to do and to grow from your original initiative. We have had the pleasure, as you well know, to host many countries and many cities to talk about things sustainable. We've had Estonia, Vietnam, we've had Brazil, we've had Australia visit us. I don't know if you're aware that the folks from Australia that visited us were particularly interested in the Parker hydraulic hybrid that you've driven.
Right.
And as a result of that meeting, Parker has been able to go to Australia and work with the manufacturer of solid waste trucks in Australia. So the city of Blacktown, Australia, is actually building hydraulic hybrid trucks very similar to ours as a result of that meeting itself.
Well, hopefully we're getting a little commission off of that, I suppose. But
we're getting some press from it. I know that Blacktown continues to talk about the opportunities that were given to them by meeting with us and talking about Greenworks, which is the segue I want to use for the next piece. When my team members talk to people about Greenworks Orlando or the other plans that have come out of it just naturally, we often talk about take a look at any of them. We make access to the links available, and we suggest that they try to find something in one of those plans that will work for them as a starting base point. And we also suggest that they just plagiarize it and make it work for them. But the biggest challenge I see a lot of my colleagues facing is advocacy from the top down, like you've given to us here. A lot of folks are in a part of the city or the county government where they're having to push up to try to get that support from above. So I'd like to finish the conversation with you talking about your advocacy, because you've led us into this entire process, but also suggest to some of my colleagues how they might communicate up the chain to get advocacy from above.
Well, let's start with it's always acceptable practice to borrow great ideas from other people. So we do that all the time. I exchange a lot of information with other mayors at the U.S. Conference of Mayors. So if they want to use some of what we have done at Greenworks, we've already tried some of these things and we know that they're true now. But I would say that being sustainable is a smart business practice for a city or a county government. We can point to so many areas that we've had cost savings because of the program or thing that we have instituted. And then there are other little perks too. The garbage trucks that you were talking about, the electric or hybrid vehicles or compressed natural gas vehicles are so much quieter than are regular diesel-driven trucks, so people can't use them as alarm clocks anymore. But I think beyond it being the right thing to do, stressing it being the smart thing to do to their superiors is probably the way to go about that.
That'll be very helpful. Finally, I wanted to emphasize, as I do when I go out and talk to some of my different colleagues, is that your support and the fact that you and Rebecca take the time to celebrate with us when we come back. And this being a stellar year for us, we celebrated 4 awards this year. We celebrated our 100 Best Fleet Award, ranking better. We're going to be celebrating the Green Fleet Award, but we had some facility awards this year that were new. And a lot of my colleagues wear both hats like I do, fleet and facilities. The fact that we were able to go up to Washington, D.C., you permitted me to represent the city for the EPA Award and the Department of Energy Award. These pieces on the facility side were directly relative to the initiative that you started in 2007. So I'm grateful for that, but maybe just a brief emphasis on your part why these awards are important to the city.
Well, I take great pride, and I know that our entire senior staff takes great pride in the quality of the services that we provide both internally and to our community, and these service awards are reflective of that high quality of service that our employees give to the citizens of Orlando. So I think it's important to celebrate those awards. I think it's important to let people know how good our services are and how good our employees are, and that I'm proud of them.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today.
My pleasure, David. You do a great job.
Thank you, sir.